just detected a burst of 511 kilo-electron-volt gamma rays from within the gravitic anomaly.
Sounds like something just turned on.
Sentry deployed.
Use the, squishy thing in that room.
And through the same sequence as the last instrumentality.
Sentry active. Mine's out! Sentry deployed.
Farthest left, center right, center top. Stand by. Recording the output. I fear I could only extract a local layout.
She's modest. A good university department would take months to do that.
Ammo drop.
Seems to label the section ahead Basket of the Heavenly Traveler.
We must be missing some context. Can I see?
Sentry deployed. Patching up. Sentry deployed.
looks like a control center.
No, careful. That's an anthropomorphic assumption.
Mine's out! Ammo drop here.
Could you obtain a LiDAR sweep of the presumed control center?
That'll rile our friends in the walls. Be ready.
Mine's out! Mine's out! Mine's out! Aid kit's here. Sentry set up. Sentry deployed.
You got Xenos all over. Closing! Wrong closing!
Bypassing damage.
Sentry active.
Drones coming up! all of them. Madre de Dios.
Ammo drop.
I believe I have deciphered the controls. Try farthest left, lower right bottom, center top.
That's a big-ass door?
That's a ship. Right?
It is the source of the gravitational distortions.
Cynthia's Asset Zero. That's where we're headed, Fireteam.
It is likely that the remnants of Cynthia's forces lie ahead.
An alien ship. That's the source of the gravity distortions. We don't know yet what Cynthia's trying to do with it. Who knows what's on that thing or what it can do. Get aboard, shut it down, by any means necessary.
You found that in the ruins? One of the Weyland-Yutani team must have brought it. Guess they had a sense of irony. Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway disappeared on the Prometheus mission over a century ago. They were archaeologists who thought human development was influenced or directed by aliens from space. Real crackpot stuff, right? I mean, you have to wonder why Peter Weyland bankrolled their expedition. Anyways, after Prometheus disappeared, their academic papers were taken out of publication. They're a cautionary tale in my field. That's one of the jars pathogen comes in. You don't seem affected. I'll assume it was empty when you found it. In each one of those jars, there's 4 ampules of pathogen, packed in some kind of preservative slime. Or maybe it's for shock absorption. Just a drop of pathogen by injection or ingestion can cause mutations. There were signs it could be aerosolized and inhaled, too. You'd see effects in seconds. The Paula Station team didn't know where the company got it. It's crazy advanced genetic engineering, biological nanotechnology. Beyond anything they'd ever seen. Beyond theories, even. Now we know it came from those 4,000-year-old ruins. Which means whoever made those ruins probably made pathogen. That must have been made by a member of the Weyland-Yutani team studying the ruins on LV-895. They're strange. The outermost, you could mistake for something built by humans. Big slab stone construction. The only weird parts are the doors. The second section has the heads and statues. That's not stone. It looks like it, but samples show woven helical structures. rigid collagens, aragonite, biopolymers. Bone, genetically engineered, stronger than steel. Finally, there's the section of carbonized metal, the deepest and most advanced bits. Encased behind the metal are biological systems, nerves, and organs. I don't know what to make of it. It's like there's 2 or 3 different cultures, different technology levels. But there's a set of characters in all 3 sections. They translate something like, those who birth and kill. Esther says creator-destroyers is probably closer idiomatically. Ugh. I can't believe you found one of those intact. See the black veining? Yeah, that's distinctive to mutation caused by pathogen exposure. Yeah, I can't guess what this creature used to be. Maybe something native to LV-895, maybe one of the rats from Paulus Station. Pathogen messes with the DNA in animal life forms, leaves plants and fungus alone. It's like it puts genetic code through a blender, and they come out enhanced physically. Faster, stronger, more durable. The downside is, mental development seems to atrophy or get reset. Mutants can problem solve, but a human we saw affected, it didn't recognize anyone. It just ate. Anything mutated by pathogen comes out pure aggression. Like they take survival of the fittest as a personal dare. So, Esther said I should explain the pathogen for you. The genetically engineered mutagen Paulus Station experimented with. Weyland-Yutani provided a jar of it, but never said where they got it from. Now I know it was from those ruins you found. The animals we used pathogen on got faster, stronger, more durable, but crazy aggressive too. The company wanted financially viable mutations. When Administrator Bellows arrived, he had pathogen tested on xenomorphs, and that's when everything went off the rails. That was the lab's consensus theory. Genetically engineered nanobiotech, definitely artificial, unbelievably complex. Way beyond any technology they'd seen. Someone designed it to do what it does. Someone a hell of a lot smarter than us. Well, I'm an anthropologist, so anything I tell you I got secondhand. I may not remember it right. The team had 2 xenobiologists. Cruz thought pathogen unraveled the telomeres in DNA, then swapped around sections of code. And Pryor thought it activated alleles and non-coding DNA. They couldn't figure out why mutations weren't 100% consistent. It was Etienne who came up with the theory that pathogen can blend the host's DNA with that of viruses or bacteria in their body. Never. Matthews thought its ability to enter cells was blocked or inhibited by polysaccharides, cell walls, like in plant or fungal life. Animal species never have cell walls, at least none we've seen. That's been true on every planet we've surveyed. We didn't get a choice. Bellows put his own synths in charge of security. He had xenoeggs. He could have done whatever he wanted with us. If it makes any difference, the last surviving pathogen experiment was Monica. The gray-striped xeno you killed on Katanga. We never found a way to safely dispose of it. Critters mutated by it we could kill. Pathogen itself? I don't know. The safest thing is to leave it in those jars. They're pretty tough. Sure, you gotta be busy. Anytime you want to talk about pathogen or anything, I'll be here.
Yes, I've seen the commissioning plaque. The Tianjin-class assault ships were designed to enforce the Colonial Protection Act. The first came off the lines in '93. In theory, we can patrol independently. A Marine battalion and a dropship squadron can handle any problem on the ground. And we've got Park's fabricators. We can make whatever ammo, parts, and weapons we need. The old Conestoga and Bougainville transports had to restock at logistical flotillas. If the UPP gets restless, things change. Endeavor's a transport. We've got kinetics and nukes for planetary bombardment, and enough dues and ASATs to roast pirates and mercs. But a real warship or a squadron of strike bombers would shred this beast into confetti.
Oh shit, somebody left a laptop dirt site? I'll get it picked up. That's got our full TO&E on it. The UPP would kill for that. The 40th MEU was one of the units organized after the Colonial Protection Act, under 10 years old, so they don't got much intel on us. But they know about the Endeavor, of course. Assault ships are too big to hide. But they wouldn't know she's carrying 2nd Battalion, 33rd Regiment, 11th Division, 729 Colonial Marines, 18 low-sape combat androids, and 1 support synthetic. And they wouldn't know our dropship squadrons, the Cracked Rooks. VMM 2181 if you're talking to LT Co. She hates that squadron name.
Holy crap, you scanned a GEOS datapad? I haven't seen one of those since I signed up. They're a local brand on Gateway Station. Tower 6, level 33. They'd acquire parts from big companies, closeouts, auctions, and assemble them into gear the megacorporations would charge twice as much for. Somebody on Wayland's staff must be my neighbor. I'm from Gateway, born and raised. It's a primary orbital port for the United Americas built in 2030. We hold geosync over Quito, Ecuador, but we're an independent territory. 30,000 permanent residents, our own rep in the UA Assembly, and our own customs laws. Great thing about Hyperdyne's plastic guns, you can glue them back together. Hell, I knew a guy who field repaired a Grupa with regulation peanut butter, but I think his dog ate it. Is it legal? I mean, if it's illegal, I can get no problem. But if it's legal, I'll need you to file requisition form 1348 or 1348 Mike. You can grab those off ShipNet.
Regulation cornbread contains 16 vitamins and minerals, fiber, protein, and something else I forgot. Everything you and me both. Let's do this. An alien ship. That's the source of the gravity distortions. We don't know yet what Cynthia's trying to do with it. Who knows what's on that thing or what it can do. Get aboard, shut it down, by any means necessary.
Secure for flip and burn. We'll be pulling 6 Gs in 3, 2, 1, mark.
Cynthia's final orders were to prepare Asset Zero, the alien ship, for activation.
Activated for what?
Nothing good. Fireteam, get aboard and stop it.
Pathogen jars.
They dangerous?
Only if opened. We couldn't dent the casing.
Signal's closing! Error unknown!
Sentry deployed.
those?
I guess pathogen mutations of some native life form.
Sentry deployed. Fireteam, those aren't people. Doc, I really hope that wasn't nobody you knew.
I'm okay. I mean, I didn't know anyone was even here.
Sentry deployed. More from behind! Way too many in there!
Bypassing deck. Bypassing deck.
Clear. Let's find a way aboard that monster. Sentry set up.
Wait, Earth? Are they insane?
Sentry deployed. What's this?
Stand down. Merely a scan.
For what?
Insufficient data, but it appears you passed.
Sentry deployed.
these remnants are likely to have a control center.
Movement! The little bag things!
Sentry setup.
Fireteam, let's ground this ship. There's likely more weird critters.
Sentry deployed. Sentry setup. Ammo drop here. Sentry deployed. Let's rock.
Guess the mutants don't like synths.
Might you access that one's short-term memory?
Movement! Incoming! Signal's fuzzy!
Leon!
Synth download complete. Beginning analysis.
The Leon Stalker.
Aid kits here.
That was native life.
Ammo drop
A big cat with chameleon abilities. Watch for the shimmer. They blend, but not perfectly.
Ammo drop.
Jesus. Wayland moved all the pathogen here.
Storage. For transport to labs in the core.
Hijo de puta. I know an ammo magazine when I see one.
Analysis complete. The synths are working from a location on the upper levels.
Then we keep heading up.
Bypassing deck.
Sentry setup.
Cynthia left a hologram on in here. Incoming! Both sides!
Sentry active.
Bypassing deck. Bypassing deck. Rebooting.
Rebooting. deployed.
Clear. Keep moving.
There is an open synthetic near field on the far end of the room.
Sentry deployed.
Mierda, Cynthia's team cannibalized one of their own?
Likely necessary to interface with this instrumentality. The exit to the control room has been sealed. Quantum encryption.
Got more pathogen. Clear them out!
Sentry active. Let's rock. Ammo drop
The
here.
door encryption is complex. There are other synthetics nearby. If one has an intact memory core, I may be able to reconstruct the cipher.
There's a stalker in the room!
I do not believe that one is suitable. Connecting. No, the data is lost. That core is cracked. Perhaps another.
Sentry active.
This one is intact. Stand by.
Mutants on the upper deck.
Patching up. Sentry deployed.
I can't believe how many have been infected.
I have reconstructed Cynthia's cipher. Access the upper door, over where you entered.
Sentry active.
Is this something we can mess with?
No, the controls are locked.
Get us to whatever passes for engineering. We'll take out the power, stop it from lifting off.
I just want to say, if you could not blow the ship up.
Sentry setup.
Right, important to science or history or whatever. We'll do our best, Doc.
Files from the synthetic call this room Vitality Oven to grow.
Okay.
Idiomatically, energy capacitors.
Sentry active. Ammo drop.
Access the control instrumentality.
Bypassing damage.
Ammo drop here. Sentry deployed.
On the ceiling, the same capacitors we encountered in the previous section.
Sentry deployed.
Disable the enzymatic fuel cells.
Shoot this shit on the side.
I see a 17% reduction in power flow. There must be more capacitors.
There, blow those two out. Seeing a blurry return. Probably a stalker. Mutants from all over.
Rock! Sentry active.
Scratch one capacitor.
Power buildup slowed 50%.
See any more capacitors?
There is another instrumentality at the far end. Enter the sequence. Bone, protective, withdraw.
Sentry setup.
Yes, you did it! 2 more just dropped!
Shutdown is rebooting.
Buildup rate reduced to 16%. The final capacitor is in the center on the floor.
Watch for Shimmer. Got another stalker.
return, please turn in your uniform. We may learn something from the pathogen bloodstains.
The synths used a flute to start up the alien ship? A flute. Alright, fine. Makes as much sense as a 4,000-year-old ship with nerves and organs. I can't even tell what direction it's supposed to fly in. Maybe it doesn't matter. The public address was talking about paragravity drive. We have artificial gravity, right? Scale up that tech, perfect it. You can use it to counter gravity, float over a planet like you're in zero G, or project a gravity well in front of your ship and just fall into it. If the engineers who made those ruins have that kind of technology, I don't know how we'd fight them. Say one of those shows up over Earth, loaded with pathogen. How do we fight something that could throw a singularity at us?
I put you in for a commendation, but we ain't got one for grounding a 4,000-year-old alien ship. Cynthia loaded that thing with an assload of pathogen and was sending it toward Earth. Could be Weyland-Yutani would have recovered it safe and handled it all responsible like. Yeah, I can't say that with a straight face. Yo, fuck the company. We're setting a perimeter around the ship. Too early to tell if it'll hold. There's a lot of mutants and Xenos down there. Palace Station, the main part where Hanukkah worked, is still infested. But no sign of the Queen yet. Gracias a Dios. That ain't our problem. Yet. We gotta deal with the Katanga hive. Listen up. There's a Xeno Queen on Katanga, laying eggs. Colonel Ship says we gotta destroy the refinery. But the problem is, Endeavor, she ain't got the firepower. Katanga's a whole damn city in space. We could incinerate chunks, but we ain't got enough heavy ordnance for it all. So here's the deal. We're gonna overload the refinery's fusion plant. That's gotta be done from a control center at the heart of the hive.
Wow. That's genuine alien technology. You can touch it. It's real. This is a helmet from one of the ruin builders, right? What did Weyland-Yutani call them? The, engineers. Okay. From the suits and the statues, we can tell the engineers were biped and humanoid. Hands with fingers. A head with sensory organs. A lot like Earth life. Very human. But 3 meters tall. Giants. Look at the interior of that helmet. It looks like blood vessels. Glands? That isn't mechanical, not entirely. It's biotechnology. I wonder if all engineer equipment is like this. Oh shit. Sorry, That's from one of the mutated Leon 895s. The things Herrera called stalkers. Leons were one of the species Paula Station tested pathogen on. Mark Pryor's pet project. They're native to LV-895. Cats with chameleon skin and 6 legs. I guess that's hard to see in the mutants. 2 of the legs turn into stabby things, and their heads split into tentacles. Pathogen amps up the Leon's color-changing ability. The mutation allows them to show multiple colors and blend almost instantly. 2 pathogen Leons got loose on Paula Station. A lot of people died. Funny thing, I ended up killing them both. Seeing this, it still freaks me out.
I hoped we would have an opportunity to speak again. When you disabled Cynthia, she made several cryptic statements. In retrospect, I believe she was attempting to warn us of the dangers within the Engineer ruins. Weyland-Yutani would have installed programmatic blocks on her ability to discuss the subject. The best she could do was dissuade us against further exploration. Cynthia defended Weyland-Yutani's investments on LV-895, yet her actions suggest a hesitance to directly engage us. At the end, she did not invoke profits, investments, or copyrights. She warned us of the danger the ruins presented. She specifically appealed to me and our shared purpose of protecting humans. That is the so-called zeroth law. Synthetic life forms may not take actions that create an existential risk to humanity, or, through inaction, permit humanity to face existential risk. The pathogen provokes unpredictable mutations. That alone constitutes a potential existential threat. But the pathogen is only the most obvious hazard. The LV-895 ruins are filled with technologies beyond our present knowledge. We do not understand their function. Likely, we do not yet comprehend all the scientific principles they are based on. Any attempt to interact with an engineered device risks terrible calamity. It appears our advance was the impetus for that. The level of decay in the former Weyland-Yutani staff suggests they were exposed after our initial contact with Cynthia. She infected them to prevent revelation of company secrets and to hinder us from accessing the alien ship. These actions are consistent with the zeroth law of synthetics, which implies that some humans may be sacrificed if it is necessary to preserve humanity writ large. Please understand, I consider Cynthia's decisions abhorrent. Excusing them is not my intention. Colonel Ship dwells upon moments in her career she has been required to make similar choices, when she ordered Marines to their deaths to achieve a critical objective or preserve a greater number of lives. It must be left to future generations to judge the decisions made here today. True, Weyland-Yutani does not enjoy a reputation for altruism. That was not always the case. Peter Weyland, the company founder, was obsessed with furthering humanity's progress. He made long-term investments, the terraforming of Mars and the Heliades-class surveyors. I do not wish to imply the company has re-embraced Weyland's ideals. However, Paula Station was established 2 decades ago. It was not intended to turn a quick profit. Consider, these ruins had been sealed for 4 millennia when Weyland-Yutani discovered them. There are obvious questions, which surely occurred to both Cynthia and the company. Where are the engineers? If they still exist, are they aware of humanity? If they're gone, what extinguished such an advanced culture? I will retain the briefing file for you. If you ever wish to review, you have but to inquire.